Welcome to Chapter 7, the finale. First, I will summarize the last chapter, give you my final thoughts, and other literature, films, media that you might be interested in. If this story is something that you want to know more about, other people's experiences as well, I'll let you know. So let's get started. Ramona finally woke up. She tried not to cry, but tears rolled down her cheeks. Aunt Ree told her to go back to sleep. Ramona said, "Felipe?" He replied that he would stay by her side. Ramona went back to sleep. Aunt Ree said that the longer she sleeps, the sooner she will make a full recovery. The past few years toughened Ramona up. The next time Ramona woke up, she was way calmer. She tried to ask Felipe how he found her. However, she didn't have the strength to speak. Aunt Ree put the baby onto Ramona. Felipe told her she's going home with him. He also told her the Senora Moreno had passed and he lives alone. Ramona felt a renewed sense of hope. It would now be her duty to not only take care of her baby and her daughter, it would also be her duty to take care of Felipe as well. The Cow Hill Indians felt that Aunt Ree was a miracle worker. She knew which herbs would help Ramona get back on her feet. The region also heard about Felipe as well. Farrar, the man who murdered Alessandro, also heard about Felipe. As cowardly as he was, he knew as soon as Felipe finds him, Felipe will murder Farrar in a heartbeat. Long story short, he left California immediately rather than face the wrath of Felipe. Although Aunt Ree was saddened that there won't be any justice for Alessandro, she was grateful that there won't be a hanging. Aunt Ree spent the rest of her life as an ally to the indigenous Californians, spoke to everyone who listened to her, including young Merrill. The village was saddened when the day arrived that Ramona and the baby would leave. Ramona fully put her future into Felipe's hands. The hardest goodbye was to Aunt Ree. She was the closest Ramona ever got to having a real mother. After Aunt Ree made something as close to an Indian rug as she could, she went to the Indian agent's house. Fortunately, he was there, and she told him about how the government is treating the indigenous Californians. Throughout the journey home, Alessandro did not look forward to the day Ramona will fully understand the impact of Alessandro's murder. He knew that he would never forgive himself. He was the one who told Alessandro to leave the rancho because his mother told Alessandro that he was fired. From that day forward, he was determined to do whatever it takes to make it up to her by taking care of Ramona and her baby for the rest of his life. As he got closer to his home, he saw that she was trying to hide the fact that she was crying. He told her it's all right. She shook her head, told her it's a sin to cry. Father Salvador told her everything that he knows. It's everyone's duty to look happy no matter what. Felipe said that's a power beyond human strength. She disagreed. Whenever she saw Father Salvador, he always had a happy face on, no matter what. Ramona said that she will instill the teachings of Father Salvador to her child. She also added that the baby has Alessandro's soul. Felipe was afraid to mention Alessandro by name. Ramona spoke about Alessandro as though he was there by her side. A quick update. The rancho has changed a lot since Senora Moreno passed. Juan Can and Marta are now in charge of the staff. Margarita, remember her? She also was sweet on Alessandro, and Ramona could have easily ratted her out to Senora Moreno, but she didn't. Margarita and Luigo were no longer working at the rancho. They got married and started new jobs as Senor Ortega's rancho. See, that's what they should have done in the first place instead of this love triangle and people getting other people into trouble. Yeah, it's like, no. Leave the rancho, get married. See? No drama right there. So anyway, Senora Ortega was, again, to reiterate, Senora Moreno's brother-in-law. Luigo's new job is head shepherd. And when Juan Can mentioned Luigo, he snickered. Although everyone was saddened that Senora Moreno had passed, Juan Can thought differently. Because, he's old. He's lived life. He knew Ramona would never return to the rancho if Senora was still alive. There was too much bad blood between them, and Senora would have been the stereotypical cold-hearted and malicious mother-in-law to Alessandro. Nothing he does would have been good enough for her. Felipe assigned Ramona and her baby to Father Salvador's old room. It was the sunniest room in the rancho. Senora Morena always looked forward to having a baby at the rancho. However, she never thought it would be Ramona's baby that would make the rancho complete. A few months after their return, Felipe told Ramona that the Ortega jewels belonged to her. Ramona shook her head. She said no. His mother refused to give them to her. He corrected her, saying his aunt wanted to give them to her when she marries worthily, and Ramona did marry worthily. Ramona compromised. The jewels would go to her daughter instead. Since they did things in writing, Felipe hired a man to rewrite who would get the jewels, and he signed it. Life ran smoothly at the Morena Rancho. Ramona was no longer in mourning. Felipe wanted to marry Ramona. However, life under the land commission was getting more and more hostile and toxic to both of them. He proposed to Ramona to sell the rancho to the Americans, move to Mexico. Everyone in Mexico knows about the Morenos, and they will welcome them with open arms. Since he was Mexican, he got the best possible price for the rancho. They set sail from Monterey. Ramona referred to Felipe as her brother. He finally broke his silence. He admitted he loved Ramona from day one. He wants Ramona to be his blushing bride. She knew that she couldn't say no. She owes him. He nursed her back to health with Aunt Ree's herbal tea. It would be wrong for her to say no to Felipe, so she accepted his proposal. Once they landed in Mexico, they got married at the cathedral. Mardon Juan was also in attendance. The theme of the city was the young Senora Ramona. Together they had many children. However, none were as beautiful as Ramona, daughter of Alessandro. There are several films and some television shows based loosely on this book. So you can Google that. To learn more about Indigenous Californians, I would recommend also learn about Native Americans because their experiences with the United States federal government are similar. One 2002 film, Smoke Signals. I will link down in the description box below. Also, listen to music made by people who are part Native American, Indigenous Californian. Because when you hear them sing, you can feel the deep pain, emotional pain that they have, that was passed down from generation to generation. Examples of people who are part Cherokee, we got Gayle, Cher, Jimi Hendrix. There's a Native American group called Redbone. In 1974, they sang a song called Come Get Your Love. I'll include that in the description box below. Joey Belladonna, some of you may be familiar with him. He was in the singing group called Journey. He's part Iroquois. He sang the song Don't Stop Believing, 1981. Robbie Robertson, he's part Mohawk, part Cayuga. He sang a song Somewhere Down the Crazy River, 1987. I'll include that in the description box below. And Anthony Kiedis, he's part Mohican from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So, I'm going to take a brief break from the book review series. Next month, I'm going to tell you, start with a new book. So this one, we learned about Indigenous Californians. Next book, I will talk about African Americans in San Francisco. And, one person's experience living in San Francisco, what happened to him, and what he's doing now. So, I shall see you next time. Take care. See you next week.